Welcome everyone to the May meeting of the Special Interest Group for Acquisitions for KOHA. Start with a few announcements. Of course, we want to remind everyone that the koha-US conference will be in Round Rock. We'll be going to the building behind me. In August. Registration is open and we are working on finalizing a contract with one of the hotels yet, but the Ruby, not sure where that stands right now, but we are working on a contract with them that isn't reflected on the website yet. It's taken a little doing. But other than that, information, I know when we travel to conferences from our city, you need to have the agenda, which is all up there already, so that people can see that we're not just going to do basket weaving and whatever. We're going to really talk about some important things about KOHA, and all the travel information should be up there as well, and hotels. So encourage everybody to come, and it's a great opportunity to network with people, figure out who has a similar library situation as you know, whether you're a standalone library or a consortium or just a group of 5 or 6 locations, and you can brainstorm off each other. Yes, well, we could do a special class for George on basket weaving, just so that he will come and join us. And Jason put the link to the conference information in the chat, so you can go to the koha-us.org website and find out more. That's where all the information is. Does anyone else have any announcements that they would like to share?
Rhonda, I had a question on the conference, and I just briefly started looking at it, but it sounds like the airport is a ways from the facility and or the hotels, but taking an Uber or possibly a shuttle may be an option. And then if you're staying within walking distance of the hotel, then I imagine you wouldn't need a car. But I noticed there's an outing, which sounds like it's at the baseball field, which is away. So my question to you is, do you recommend renting a car? Is that necessary, or what are your opinions on that?
The outing, we're planning on carpooling out there because parking, you have to pay for each car. So I'm sure that you can get a ride. We're talking with our Parks and Rec people. They have a van, and we're talking with them to see if we can get somebody to drive us out to the ballpark and back again. And Barbara, you can maybe weigh in on this. Texas is historically not a very walkable place. So, but you could get by with not having a car. If you stay at the Ruby, that's literally what, three or four blocks from the library. The library is 1 block off of the downtown. So if you didn't want to get a car, you could get by without having one. And even the one location, the one hotel, we're trying to get Parks and Rec to do a shuttle in the mornings and in the evenings between that hotel to transfer people back and forth between the library and the hotel. So I don't know if that really helped you or not, but.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I like to do at the beginning, are there any other questions or announcements? Okay. The other thing I like to do at the beginning is to have everybody just kind of share who share your name, what library you work at, and then just something about your library, or how long you've been there, or what your role is, or just something, just to help people kind of get to know each other a little bit better. So we can do this. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what we did last time. If everybody just picked the next person, I think. Otherwise, I can just go in order, call you out in the order on my screen. But we can do that. I will start. My name is Rhonda Kuiper. I work at the Round Rock Public Library. I am manager of collection development and technical services, and I've been at Round Rock for 9 years. And we are hosting the 2024 KOHA conference at our shiny new library. We've been in here just over a year, and we're just really excited to have everybody come and learn more about KOHA here. So I'll just go in the order that things are on my screen. So John, you're next.
Hello, I'm John Vinke. I am at Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary, so I'm very close to Round Rock. I use your library frequently as a customer. And I'm the assistant director here. I've been here for about 7 years, just recently stepped into that role. And we migrated to KOHA along with what we consider to be a partner seminary of the Southwest, that is about 1.5 blocks, 2 blocks away in downtown Austin, just north of UT. So we are new to KOHA, and I'm working on getting all of our EDI stuff set up. So I think we're all good to go on that. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Okay, cool. We'll see each other then. Yeah. Okay. And welcome to KOHA. That's great. Chip, you're next.
Hi, I'm Chip Halvorsen. I work at the Westlake Porter Public Library in Westlake, Ohio, which is near Cleveland. And we've been on KOHA for about 5 months now. So things are starting to settle down. And we recently rejoined our consortium, which is on InReach. So we're using an InReach plugin to do a borrowing and lending for the consortium, which is kind of different. And that's about it today. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks, Chip.
Mhm.
Jason, you're next.
Got on mute. I'm Jason Robb. I'm the Seek and Find coordinator at the Southeast Kansas Library System in Iola, Kansas. We have a consortium of 50 plus libraries. We're growing that have been on KOHA since 2008, and I've been using KOHA since 2009, and I started in this position in 2013. So.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. George.
I am the NEKLS Search Catalog Coordinator for Northeast Kansas Library System, which is just north of where Jason is. I should have used this background. There we go.
Yeah.
So I'm here, Jason's down here. And we have 51 locations using KOHA in our region in Kansas. And I've been using KOHA since 2012. I've been here in Kansas since 2016.
Okay. Thanks, George. Barbara.
Hi, I'm Barbara Johnson. I am library manager at Bedford Public Library, Texas. I am about 2.5, 3 hours up I-35 from Rhonda. We've been on KOHA since October of 2016, and I've been at the library for 34.5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hilliard, I don't know your first name.
Hi, I'm Cecil Hilliard.
Central County Library. And we've been on koha since 2012. And I'm a cataloger and sort of fund wrangler for koha. Nope. All right. Thank you. Cecil, is that right? Cecil, yes. Okay. It's kind of breaking up your audio, but I thought that was right. Christie.
Hi, I'm Christie Ballasturi. I'm with the Monterey Public Library in Central California. I've been in acquisitions since 2020, and during the pandemic, we were able to create our RFID tagging, and also I was able to outsource. We started outsourcing cataloging and processing and using the EDI ordering. So that was, while it was tedious, it was fun, and I was able to learn a lot about koha. We share our catalog. We're not in a consortium per se, but we share our catalog with another local library, which kind of forces us to make admin decisions jointly, which can be challenging, but it works. So anyway, I'm always glad to be here and learn new things.
Okay, thanks, Christie. Kristen.
Hello, I'm Kristen Ortelli. I'm the Library Systems Manager at Santa Fe Public Library in Santa Fe, New Mexico. We've been on koha since 2021. It was one of our closure projects. I work closely with the collections manager here, which is why I like to attend some of these other meetings. So while I'm not directly involved with acquisitions, I do like to know how I can better help that department.
Thanks, Kristen. Daphne.
Hello, I am Daphne Houlihan from Interleaf Technology. So I work with Interleaf Technology in Ireland. We have been supporting koha for almost 20 years. I'm working with Interleaf, I think, for almost 30, but I was very young when I joined them. I come to these meetings because generally you implement new releases in advance of us, and I try to pick up some hints and tips from you so I can anticipate any problems that might come up.
Thanks, Daphne. Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Becker. I'm from the Jackson County Library Services in Southern Oregon. I am the ILS administrator. We've been on koha since 2021. And I just like to come to all of these things that I can so that I can learn, because y'all know a lot of stuff and it's very helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Okay. Yeah, it's always fun to learn more about everybody. Even the people I've been around a long time, I still learn things. Like Barbara's been there at Bedford for over 30 years. Didn't know that. Okay. So my next thing is I want to find out if there's any topics that would be of interest for people in the future that we could get like an expert to come in and talk, like an educator at Bywater or a developer or something like that. Just so that, we can learn from outside people as well. Let's see, the next, if you're a Bywater customer, the next upgrade, I think I heard was going to be August. Does that sound about right? Yeah, so we've still got a few months on that, which would be 2023, or it would be 23.11, I think.
So the rumor mill said that we're skipping a version and it's
Ooh.
actually going to be 2405.
Oh,
But I haven't heard that from well, I guess we did hear that from Lucas directly.
okay.
Yeah, that was what Nate and Brendan talked to me about last year when they upgraded everybody in June and July, is that everybody hated being upgraded during summer reading. and that they were going to push the next upgrades in the summer to August. And that because it's taking so long from the time a version gets released to the time their customers are on it, that they were going to push that up and just move everybody to the most current version. So we're going to be on 2405 on the next upgrade in August. So we're skipping. Well, we're not skipping. We're getting a bonus.
Yeah. Two for the price.
Two
of
at
one.
once. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now that was worth coming to this meeting right there. You know, didn't know that. Okay. So one of the things that we can do then is to start looking at what some of the new features are, and kind of what we've done in the past is kind of walk through some of them, you know, if they require setup or how they can be used, or, you know, how different people plan on using the different setups. So that'll be something, if you have a favorite enhancement, definitely let me know if you want to kind of get all excited about it. And then we could create a sandbox version of Koha that has that feature on it, or if by then we're actually on it, then we can use the systems. But we could demonstrate it and kind of help everybody. But if you have ideas about new releases that you're really excited about, or new enhancements that you're excited about, that would be a great thing. Or if there's just like a general overview topic that you would be interested in learning more about, like, I can't even think right now, you know, how to, you know, we could have somebody, I don't know if people are interested in the ERM stuff, you know, we could have somebody come and kind of walk us through, you know, there's Monday minutes and all that kind of stuff, but we could, you know, do kind of a deep dive with that information. We get one of the Bywater educators to join us. So if you have ideas like that, please let me know. Email me or just put it in the chat right now, and we can get that lined up for the future. What we usually do is just people come with questions, and we just kind of talk about some of the bugs that we're watching and different things that have come up as we've been working on Koha in the last month or so. So with that being said, I'm not seeing the chat box fill up with stuff, but that's okay. And oh, they did change a bunch of stuff, didn't they? I'm trying to find. Okay, anyway. Okay, so next would be then any questions? Okay, Christie, I inquired with Bywater as to any updates on the following. There are none. Any input, as this is data loss. So this would be bug. Okay, so everybody here knows about Bugzilla, yes or no? I mean, okay. I'm seeing heads nod for the heads that I can see. All right, so in Bugzilla, this is 14210. That sounds like it's been around a while. I'm looking for, ooh, yeah, reported 2015. Ooh, okay. So manage stage marked records. Okay, slow down. Manage staged mark records deletes replaced item when undoing import into catalog. Ooh, this sounds like one that we may have. Oh yeah, I see my name in there. Yeah. Okay. I missed the Monday, sorry, total sideways here. I missed the Monday minutes yesterday, and that usually means they sent it to my junk. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find it again. Anyway, So we're back to looking at this bug about, okay, so if records are staged with the item rule, and replace items if matching bib was found, only for existing items, and some items are successfully updated, those items are deleted when you click undo import into the catalog. We have discovered that. And it is like Andrew says, at one point, this is still true and still bad. We determined this bug is negatively impacting a number of libraries. So we updated it back almost a year ago to say, yeah, we need some work on this. So I guess the best thing that we can do is just bombard this ticket or this bug with comments and things and see if we can't get them going on that.
Something
That's
that
why-
might help.
Go ahead,
um,
Jason.
Okay, what I would do is write out the steps to replicate and include a sample mark file because you're staging from a file, right? So like give them everything they need
Okay.
plainly to replicate the issue. And that's gonna get it moving faster, I think.
Okay, that's good information. Thanks, Jason. So does somebody want to take that on? It's not hard to recreate, that's for sure. Mention it's about data loss a lot, but
Well, my concern is, so I tried it the other day, just thinking that, oh, well, I actually needed to revert it, but I thought, oh, maybe it's been fixed, and certainly it wasn't, and I lost all of the items. So I contacted Bywater, and she just had told me that a patch isn't part of the upgrade, so she's sending it to development. And that was just kind of a concern because, again, this is data loss. It's pretty major. We have to re-enter, you know, and if it's a big mark file, like 200 items, that's a lot of work for us. So
that is a lot of work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see if I can recreate it with some testy, you know, some test records or something that won't destroy what our real catalog. So what is this? 14210. I'll write that down so that I can come back to it later. Okay. All right. And then John said, I'm going to explore the ERM, not sure on the timeline. The Monday minutes from yesterday was interesting. Okay. So I'm going to have to watch that ERM. Monday minutes.
The big thing I was intrigued by is it looks like the sushi client is there now. So that would be a big thing for us.
Okay. Yeah, because I imagine you guys get a lot of cereals and things like that with.
We have a variety. Yeah, we have a lot of different platforms where we might have 5 things here, 5 things there, and going and getting them all is very tedious.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then Chip, we just decided to delay our EDI implementation until toward end of year. I probably have a lot of questions in October or November. Yes, you probably will. Most people do. Yeah, so we are an EDI. We use EDI for 3 of our vendors, Midwest Tape, Ingram, and Findaway, Playway. So we know about those. And Christie, you do Baker and Taylor, is that right?
I'm set up for our main vendor is Brodart, and I'm set up with Ingram, Baker and Taylor, and I'm sorry, Ingram, Brodart, and Midwest Tape for EDI.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I know that you can do Baker and Taylor. Chip, who are you looking at?
Ingram and Midwest Tape at first, possibly Findaway.
Okay.
We don't order enough from Baker and Taylor.
Yeah.
They kind of refuse to set us up.
Okay.
With EDI unless we spend more money. So
yeah.
Anyway.
That's kind of with us. We don't buy a lot from them.
Yeah.
Either.
Mhm.
So we haven't gone to the work of getting us set up.
Yeah, when one vendor asked us to pause ordering for 4 to 6 weeks, that's when we
Oh,
just, well, yeah. So, not in exactly those words, but anyway, we decided to wait till the end of the fiscal year.
yeah. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so we could, yeah, we can definitely do that. So
I had a question, and it's
Okay.
because my memory may be failing me. So shipping costs, did we discuss that? And Rhonda, you submitted something on, you did,
yeah,
because Bywater contacted me and then they said, oh, it's working. And so I tried it. I'm like, oh, you're right. It's working now. So they closed the ticket. And then I just tried to do it again yesterday. And it's mainly like with Amazon. And it
Okay.
didn't transfer over to the invoice. So I contacted them again. And I'm thinking, where's the disconnect that it works sometimes or sometimes it doesn't? Is it working for any of you?
So what we saw last month for everybody was on Christie's system, your shipping costs weren't getting added into the total of the invoices. Am I remembering that correctly?
Correct.
Okay. And for us, they are, for sure the EDI stuff is working that way. I haven't really checked on Amazon because obviously we don't do EDI with Amazon.
Yeah, and it's not EDI, so it's when I'm manually, receiving one-offs.
Okay.
And then I put in, because we aren't charged shipping very often. It's if we order
Right.
from like a third-party vendor or something from Amazon.
Yeah.
Or on another website. So I do put in that shipping cost and put in a fund that it needs to be applied to. And then it's gone when I get to the invoice and I have to put it in again. So I don't have that many examples to show Bywater, but I have, and it's hard. They're not going to get you right in the middle of it. I just take screenshots. And then when they try it, they're like, oh, it works just fine. So I forget, I thought someone else had an issue, but
yeah, ours has been working. I don't remember if there was somebody else that had an issue with that. I can ask Holly, who does our Amazon ordering. Yeah, you're right. We don't get shipping very often on our Amazon stuff, so get charged shipping. So I can see, just have her watch and see what happens with that.
yeah, I just looked at my email and it said that we replicated it on the demo site, I guess during one of our SIG meetings and acquisitions. And then I guess I opened the ticket
Oh, okay.
on behalf of the team.
Yeah.
But then it's hard when I'm not. So I gave her screenshots and then I guess they went back in there and then said, oh, it's working. So anyhow, I'll let you guys know if I get anywhere with that.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Does anyone else have any bugs or anything that they want to talk about? I do have one that I would like to bring to everyone's attention, which I think would be wonderful. It's acquisitions tangential, we'll call it. And it is, and let me put this in here. I'll just put it in bug 31698. This is the link. Okay, so that's it. So this is the ability to move a hold to a new biblio or item. Right now, so the situation for us arises where we have some copy of some book and that copy is, you know, damaged, or somebody borrowed it, never returned it, you know, and it's got holes on it. So we want to replace that copy. But then when we go to reorder it, we realize, oh, there's a newer version of it, you know, or a new edition. We'd rather get the newer edition. So that's a separate record. And then, you know, we've got to sit there and manually, you know, delete the hold from, or add the hold to the new record, delete it off the old. And depending, we just had one this week that had 4 holds on, which is really annoying. Because there's lots of opportunity for errors when you're doing that back and forth like this. So this bug would be a more streamlined, I guess, way to move it. So Nick put in the comments, yeah, so sometimes a library gets a new edition or a copy of an item that would like to be able to directly provide this to the patron with an existing hold. Okay, so that's kind of the story. So they're proposing a new action on the holds table, move hold. So for an item level hold, it would provide a modal with a barcode entry box, so librarians could scan a new copy in hand and move the hold to that specific item. So it would just take it from the existing item and move it over to the new item, which would be great. And then for a biblio level hold, it would provide a modal with a search box. Entering keywords would search the catalog and add a move hold button to the results, similar to add to basket from, I guess that's supposed to be from an existing record, search in acquisitions. So this, I think would, I say it's tangentially related to acquisitions because it's related, you know, you're buying new things and stuff like that, but it's sort of, you know, maybe a little bit of the cataloging world in there too. But this would be very, very helpful for us. So if you agree that it would be helpful, you know, putting comments or whatever in here would be great. And I don't know what, Jason, what do you think would be the best info to provide for them in something like this? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
This is the struggle. We were talking about this at education yesterday. There's like, you look at new bugs, there's like 5,000 or something crazy. It's just a list of all this stuff we want. So actually getting something like this through as a new feature is probably a matter of going to Bywater and saying, how much is this going to cost, and getting on their dev site.
Okay. Oh,
Because
yeah.
the idea is sort of already fleshed out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's pretty. Okay, so Christie is, how would the dates of the holds queue be maintained when transferring the holds? So that was the comment that I made. One thing to specifically note is that the date that the hold was placed on the original item would be preserved. That would be my preference, that the original date that it was placed on hold will be preserved, so that when it goes over, because sometimes, especially in the current situation, you know, by the time we get around to thinking, oh yeah, we got to move, oh yeah, this book was, you know, like we order it, it shows up in the catalog, people start putting holds on it, and it doesn't occur to us until the actual book shows up that we need to transfer the holds. So then you don't want the people that have been waiting on the older copy to be behind the people that have been waiting on the newer copy. So, you know, my thought was original hold dates would go, would get transferred as well. So that, you know, like even if there was kind of a interweaving of the dates, that Koha could just sort it by the date, and everybody would be in the order that they placed it on. You know, somebody would be like, oh, wait a minute, I was 2, but now I'm 4. Well, this is why. And I think it's pretty easy to explain something like that. People will be like, oh, got it. Okay. So that was a bug that I came, we had that situation, and I was like, surely there is a bug out there related to this, and sure enough there was. So I can ask Bywater how much it would cost, and then yeah, get it on their dev site. Because I think
And I should mention, you don't have to go to Bywater. You could go to one of the other companies too.
Yes.
I mean, Bywater is the only place we know of that has that dev site, so it's a good place to sort of pool things at least.
Yeah.
And you can always take it after it's on there to whoever else and say, hey, give me a better price.
Yes, because I'm working with Catalyst on something right now. Koha Development Committee just worked with Catalyst to get the most recent development that we have worked on through Catalyst. So yeah, we can, there are other options out there besides Bywater, but yeah, getting it on their dev site helps visibility for other people, kind of like Jason said, there's thousands of new things, but their dev site is much more targeted, things that people have really expressed an interest in recently. Are there any other questions that people have or bugs that I can mention that the development that I'm working with Catalyst to get in is one that we've talked about at this group before, and that is how to handle end of year ordering, where the book, you're ordering it in year, I'll just make up numbers, year 3, but it's not going to come out until year 4. And where, how do you order that so that you have a clear understanding of how much money you've really spent on year 3? Because we are a use it or lose it library. So we try to spend down as close as we can to the limit. And so this would be a way specifically for EDI ordering to be able to order off of next year's budget and not mess everything up. You can currently, if you're not doing EDI, you can currently do this stuff, but order on next year's budget kind of thing. But that's the one that we just started working on that. It's been she's gone, I'm gone, she's gone, I'm gone, kind of thing. So I think, we've actually got started on it now. And I had a thought flitter through my head and now I've lost it. I was talking and it went out. Any other ideas? Anybody? I mean, we could look at one of the test sites. koha-US has a test site. We just poke around in there for 19 minutes and see what we could questions we could come up with. Anybody have any thoughts? Otherwise, I will share my screen and so this is the koha-US demo site that we have that we use, to demonstrate stuff for conferences, for present, have a booth or something at a conference, or if you know, we just need to show, you know, test something. We can always come in here. So acquisitions. So at this point, everybody should have their budget set up and their funds allocated. And this demonstrates, you know, you can have child funds underneath underneath your parent fund. And I did not realize that you could go more than 2 deep. So, I mean, I just thought there was the parent and the child, and this looks like a grandchild, if you will. But hey, that's cool. And then vendors. Why do I see no? Okay, so let's, can I do a blank search? Some places I can, oh, yes, I can. All right, so this shows us all of the vendors that are set up here, and the baskets that they have open, or not necessarily open, but with things in them, active, that's the word I'm looking for, active baskets. And show, okay, that gets rid of one. Yeah, so Amazon, of course, is just not an EDI vendor, so we just kind of create a monthly basket. I know when we first got started, we couldn't figure out how to do we migrated in 2016, so it's been a while since then. But we had what we called non-titled invoices, you know, where you just enter the information about the invoice, but not each specific title. Like we get orders from, you know, Chinese books and Hindi books, you know, and so we don't actually go in, and when they place the order, we don't go in and actually create like brief records for each of the items. We just enter the total of the invoice into Koha. And now that I say that, I can't even remember how we figured out. You had to have a basket for that vendor, or you had to, yeah, you created a basket for that vendor and then just put just filled in the amounts, but you didn't add any items, and then just closed it. And that's how we got around not having to put all the Chinese and Hindi and whatever names in the records. So yeah, we can just look at this. Here's a typical order, and you know, gives you information here. You know, it's not a standing order. You create items when receiving the items, and this is where, oh, the invoices would be the one. So if we went over to invoices, we've got one invoice here. This is what Christie was, correct me if I'm wrong, Christie, but this is what you were talking about when you put in the shipping costs up here. It didn't reflect in the total, which this total says adjustments plus shipping costs. This one right here should be something. I don't know.
No, it was actually, Rhonda, excuse me, when you receive the item. So when you put the invoice in,
Yep.
when you click on receipt on the basket or on the vendor, and then you put the invoice number in, so the basket has to be closed for you to receive it. And then so when you click receive items, and then you put the invoice number in, and then right there under the invoice number, you will see like shipping cost, shipping fund. And that's what doesn't transfer over to where you just were on the invoice. It doesn't populate
Oh.
those fields.
Oh, okay. Okay. So closed invoices.
So you have to go to a basket.
Right. Here I am. Basket. This is closed. So then and these are, well, one has been received and one has not. I don't know if there's any items out there to be received, so I don't know that I could do this. Okay. Okay. I'll ask Holly if she what she's maybe, yeah. Yeah, we so rarely get shipping costs with stuff that it might be a while before we see that. Okay, is there any, I don't know, I'm just kind of wandering around through here to see if anybody, strikes a question with anybody. Does everybody use like the hold ratios to determine if you need more items? I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in one of the next couple releases, this default of 3 will be, each library will be able to set their own default, so that you don't have to come in here and change it every time if you want it to be 5 instead. So, oh, okay, you don't have to order anything. So that is always handy. And what else? Orders by fund. I don't know which ones are filled in here, but oh, we do have some. Oh, Barbara's been busy. So this just shows you all, which is for us, it's we have, koha, but then we also have the city funds, tracking of the funds. So this sometimes when what we say in koha and what the city says don't match, we'll dig through something like this so you could see, how much we're actually spending, and maybe you can figure out the difference between what the city is saying and what koha is saying, if you can see stuff by funds, because we sort of match up our accounts in koha to the city funds just to make that a little bit easier to deal with.
This is kind of related to something I was wondering. Do any of you either reconcile monthly with what's in koha and what your business office says, or do you use koha with that new feature from a report to maybe fill out payment requests? We still do that here in paper. We don't have any kind of automation on that side. Just curious what other people are doing.
John, what are you referring to regarding payment requests in koha?
So this is these are invoices that you have in koha that might have come in through EDI, or you might have manually added them. But when I actually have my invoice in my hand and I need someone to write a check for it, I have to fill out other paperwork. So I know there is a new feature that I was seeing some people talking about on the Bywater Slack, and you can take a report and use it to basically add it to a letter. So like a mail merge. And I was thinking it would be lovely if I could just push a button and have my payment requests filled out for me based on what's in koha, assuming it matches and all that. So that's what I was getting at.
Okay. Yeah, we do paper, ask for the payment from the finance department. You know, Ingram sends us all the invoices and we slap them all together with a statement and send, you know, physically send that all over to them. But yeah, it'd be cool if we could automate that.
Yeah, and John, I don't know, a few times the danger of doing that in KOA, in my opinion, just from past experiences, sometimes invoices aren't received EDI via EDI. Sometimes they're received twice, and then there's been, I don't know, we just had some issues like the KOA doesn't receive an invoice twice, but if it does, it'll like revert. You know, this is more on the item level. It'll revert some things on the item level, and sometimes they haven't been received at all. So I think there's more margin for error if you just rely on KOA EDI as opposed to, you know, the paper invoices. When the books are received, you know, look, oh, we have 10 items on this invoice. Are they in the box? And let's move it over to finance at this point.
Yeah, that was the first part where I was talking about the reconciliation. Usually we physically have a paper invoice as well that we staple, send over, or paper clip it, don't staple it. People don't like staples.
Don't like staples. Okay. Yeah. I think we're all kind of using the paper version yet. Well, I sort of managed to get into the reports module now.
I had a question on plugins, and maybe I've asked this before. So did someone say at one point, so sometimes plugins come out and, you know, our EDI isn't working and I'm like, what's wrong? And then Bywater will say, oh, you need to, you know, upgrade the plugin. And Jason, maybe you told me you could be on a list. Is that what you said on when the plugins are updated?
So all the plugins are in GitHub. So you make a GitHub account and then sign up for notifications for that plugin, and then it should notify you whenever they push a new change.
Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah, well, that's good info. Okay. All right. All this, excuse me. Of course, everybody loves the purchase suggestions. Saying that facetiously. We get so many of them. It's amazing. But yeah, this is, I know what, a couple libraries, this is right now the only acquisitions part that they're using are the purchase suggestions, which are handy. Well, we are 5 minutes out from the top of the hour. We can wrap this meeting up and give you a chance to get ready for your whatever 11 o'clock responsibilities. So if you have ideas about future meetings, let me know. I may just pick the brain of some educator to see what kinds of questions they're getting about acquisitions, and maybe we can talk about that. And then our next meeting will be, Tuesday, June 18 of 2024. And that will be at the same time that we are meeting now. And if you have any questions in between now and then, you can always email the acquisition SIG mailing list with questions. So you don't have to wait till, each meeting each month. You can definitely contact the group through the mailing list. So does anybody else have anything? Don't forget to register for Koha conference, koha-US conference, I should say. Okay. Then I will where's my sharing? Stop sharing. And then oh wait, I got 2 new messages. Go to another meeting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can talk about purchase suggestions next time and how people are using or not using this feature. That is always a good topic. So make a note of that. And then we can definitely do that. And then we will see everybody next month for sure. And if we don't email in between, everybody have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. And we will see you in June.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye,
See ya.
everybody.
Bye.